Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of HR Mentorship Learning Series. Tonight, we'll be talking about managing employees on performance improvement plan, PIP. My name is Oluyemi Adeoshu, and our facilitator for today is Yetunde Akintoye, and she is the Group Head, Human Resources, Veritas Homes, XARN Foods Limited, and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, I will read her profile to us. She's a seasoned human resource practitioner with over a decade of diverse experience spanning the capital markets, education, event management, transportation, oil and gas, and consulting. Ladies and gentlemen, she manages 3 subsidiaries in her current organization, including Veritas Homes, ARN Foods, and Asterix Asset Management. 3 of these are the 3 companies are operating in the real estate, agro commodities, and financial services sector. Yetunde's expertise covers all aspects of professional HR practice, from organizational development and talent management to strategic HR leadership. Beyond her corporate role, she is a core team member and the director of membership for the vibrant HR mentorship community of over 7,000 counting professionals, where she actively contributes to mentorship, capacity building, professional growth in the HR space. She is a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, and she's currently pursuing her SPHRI certification. She's passionate about service, mentoring, and driving impact. Yetunde is committed to consistently delivering value and inspiring excellence everywhere she operates. Facilitating on the topic, managing employees on performance improvement plan, PIP, I present to us Yetunde Akintoye. You have the floor, my sister.
All right, thank you. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from where you're watching from. And thank you for joining this session. So let's just go straight. Mr. Oluyemi Adeoshu said more than enough introducing me to everybody. And thank you also for this opportunity to share my thoughts with everyone here. So it's going to be quite a collaborative session today. As much as I'm here to share my knowledge, I'm also here to learn. So we are going to be sharing all our thoughts, everything via chat, and then we'll read it out. So thank you once again, and join me on the right. So yes, we're talking about managing employees on performance improvement plan. That's the PIP. It's more like the ball in the room, whenever employees are basically underperforming. So before I go further, let's just move with the slides. Okay. All right. So now looking at this is more like, the cat in the room, like the target point. Yeah, right. And it's part of it's more or less part of employee management and how we can help staff basically. So I will always say that first perception of people, especially employees, is that PIP is more of, am I being witch hunted? Am I being put on the spot? What's going to happen next? That's a lot of things that flow through their mind at the point where we invite or send them down note to say, you are going to be on PIP. So now, let's go further. I'll say that, apologies. I think my slides want to run faster than myself. So I'll say that performance improvement plan basically is about partnering for improved performance. And the point here is the partnering for improved performance. It's not about witch hunting. It's not about putting somebody on the spot or having to just pinpoint somebody and say that, because you offended me yesterday or because you did not do as I said as line manager, you have to be on PIP. Or rather, trying to create a new entire view around PIP to say, this is more or less your exit. Because that's what ring on employees' head at the point you're telling them that you're going to be on PIP. But I want to let us know today that it's all about partnering for improved performance, for success, because that's the exact thing we want to get on, about putting employees on PIP. It's more like you bought something in the market, and then all because maybe the food is so warm or so cold, you feel that it's not worth eating, and then the next thing you want to pour it off. I think then the first thing you want to do is to run this meal, and then you go forward to tasting the meal to see that, oh, okay, I think this tastes better now, or yes, I can, get what I really want to derive from this. So it's more around employee that you've employed, you've paid salary to, and then you're looking at, oh, performance is not going so well. What am I doing next? And then the thing you wanted to do next is to put the person on exit without any plans in place, without being objective enough, without putting documentation. It's not even fair, and that's not even compliant enough. So now let's deep dive into the topic for today. So before we go into what this performance framework is more about, so this is basically performance management framework. This differs from company to company. So as I put this right here now, from your own company, it can be quite different. It might be that there's more to this. It's not just 6. It's like 7 or 8, even up to 10, based on how you want to expand it or based on how you want to put it. But what we also need to know is all of this must be documented. But not only document that you kept somewhere in an archive that is not known by man or known by employees. You need to communicate to employees so they get to know. So now let's talk about this, which is the performance management framework. It starts from the performance planning itself, then we go down to the performance checking conversations, and then the formal appraisal itself, the moderation process. Let's also know that appraisal can also be done maybe, quarterly, it can be biannual, and yours can be that you just do yours once every year. That's based on, it differs from company to company, right? So now it goes to moderation process, and then management of the performance outcome, and the last but not the least is reward and recognition. Let me put this out. So for performance planning itself, all of these has their own goals and objectives why we want to do it, why the framework is there itself. Starting from the performance planning is just to meet objectives for the corporate strategy and objective, divisional or unit objectives, and individual expectation or KPIs as well. And then we come down to the check-ins and conversation. Is a periodic performance check actually, just like I said earlier, it can either be biannual, it can be quarterly, yours can be even monthly. I know of some companies that does their monthly. Well, how they do it, I don't know because of the stress that comes with it. But anything that works for you, just go for it. And yours can be once in a year. You will know that it's going to be quite tedious, but yes, you're set for it. Your team are ready for it. And everything that you need to make this work already in place. Then the formal appraisal. Then we go to the moderation, and then it goes. But the cat in the room that we are picking up right here now is the management of the performance outcome. And this more talk about those that perform exceptionally, those that they meet expectations, and those that underperform. So now we are picking those that underperform in this. How we want to take them further, because the aim is not for us to just exit them, or we drop in termination letter on their table to say XYZ, the minimum at which you have to get is 50, but here you are with 45 or with 35, and say, have a nice day. I don't think that's the aim, because we also were looking at ROI, return on investment, the salaries we paid, how we want, there's a particular potential that we see in this employee before we even bring them on board. Or else there's a recruitment error. Maybe someone that says they're into sales and they have about 10 years of experience, and you already believe that, oh, this person is coming in straight and hitting the ground running. So we want to see that you're coming in and you're getting the job done. For example, sales in real estate, if I may use, your target quarterly can be 500 million based on the product that your company has. And then you want to believe that this person, I don't even want you to do 500 million. Yes, that's your target, but I'm expecting you to do 750. But by the time you're reviewing the performance, maybe after a quarter, you're seeing that this person just did 50 million. And then you're wondering, have we just had a recruitment error here? Or this person needs something to get them to do the job? So that's why we are here right now. So now let's move directly into PIP, which is how we want to manage performance outcome. After the whole process of performance management, which is the appraisal and all that, the outcome of it, where we determine those who are exceptional in their performance, those who really meet it up, and those who are underperforming at that moment. How we want them to progress further, not just to exit them. So now I move to the next one. So yeah, we're talking about performance improvement plan, basically. And the first thing here we have to first do is to define underperformance, and this is more of failing to perform duties to the required standard, or rather not even meeting behavioral expectation, right? So I want us to know that when I'm talking about not meeting behavioral expectation here, it's not about misconduct here. It's not misconduct that, oh, somebody, you did not greet me well yesterday, then the next thing you're putting the person on PIP. No, not at all. Or you're rather rating the person based on person not greeting you. No, we don't have to be subjective in this. We have to be objective in everything that we do regarding this framework itself. So, right, when I'm talking about, meeting behavioral expectations, just like I said earlier, it's not witch hunting. It's not that it's a behavioral thing. This is more of behavior that impacts the business directly. Right? For salesperson, you go out, you meet up with clients, and then it has been a consistent thing that you are always more aggressive with your client. You talk to them anyhow, you disregard their opinion. You don't even know your client before you even meet up with them. Then definitely something wrong. You might be so good in what you do, but the approach at which you're doing it is a concern, and is now affecting you to underperform in your job role. Yes, you've been meeting targets day by day, every quarter, every year, but something changes somewhere and then is impacted by your behavior, then definitely this person needs to be checked and also assisted. So now we'll move, further to potential causes. There are lots of potential causes when it comes to, the reason why we're putting somebody on PIP. Just like I said, it's not witch hunting thing. One, the first thing can be unclear goals. What are the goals that you set for this person? I've seen a lot of time that while consulting, you speak with the companies that they will tell you that this person is not meeting or this department or this individual has not been meeting its or a target or goals or objectives, and you're wondering what's happening. And by the time you ask that, okay, can we see the KPI set? You're noticing that everything on the KPI is not even KPI, it's more or less they are bringing the JD and also managing or rather rating the person based on the JD without any indicators or to say that this is the real target. So definitely you will not definitely see any results with that. Unclear goals. If the goals set maybe in a departmental way or even the company entirely, and or rather maybe a line manager or a particular department are working towards another goal and it's quite different or different from that of the company, then you definitely let them know there's a problem already. That's already a potential cause. Because by the time that they are working, for example, let me still use the sales because those ones are like a direct one. The company is saying, oh, our target this year is 30 billion. And the whole sales department themselves that are meant to, be the pioneer of this target, they're already setting about 15 billion for themselves, all because they have not gotten the goals or objectives of that of the company, and yet they're coming up with theirs. Definitely, there's already a disparity, and there's nothing, is already unclear. So there's no magic by the end of the year that's going to bring extra 15 billion to allow it to come to their already achieved 15 billion to make it 30 to meet up with the company. So they would definitely say, oh, the whole of the department has underperformed because they did not meet their set goal, right? Another thing is skill gaps. Just like I said earlier, so far there is no recruitment error. And then we identify that, this particular XYZ person, there's already a skill gap somewhere. These are potential costs. And the earlier the better that we come in between this to get a result. We do not have to wait till, okay, don't worry, you will meet me 6 months at this time, and then we'll discuss it. We're already setting a really high table for underperformance and for a lot of issues, right? Another one we'll talk about more is lack of feedback. Just like I said earlier, some line managers would definitely wait because they themselves, they're not integrating themselves more into what their team members are doing. So they just want to get their own done and believe, oh, I want to believe you all are also doing fine. It's not done. It's meant to be a teamwork, and then we all working towards the same goal and objectives. So when you wait till the end of, okay, we'll meet ourselves in June, or we meet ourselves at the end of, in the beginning of April, before I can give you a feedback, then there's already an issue. There should be a continual feedback. All these lack of feedbacks, lack of communication, they're already a potential or a risk, for possibility of you setting somebody on PIP. And at times it will look like it's a deliberate act because you have not even been carrying this person along. You're not been giving the continual feedback. You're not even been checking on this person. Let's say the new employee to say, oh, are you settling in? How is the work going? What do you need? Oh, how can I come in, to assist you further? Where do you need my assistance? At times they will tell you, oh, I'm fine. But it still takes you nothing to continually ask and also, push to let them know that, oh, I'm ready to assist you. I'm ready to support you in any way that you can, right? I think by the time we do this, we are already cutting that potential off. But not doing this already is already setting ourselves, at the end of 3 months or 6 months to say that, yes, we are already it is already an issue on the ground already. Then another thing is low motivation. One of the questions I always ask, especially those that were put in a leadership position or line managers during interview session is, how do you motivate your employees? Some people, they will, of course, they will always tell you, I take them out for team bonding and all that. Yeah, all these are easier said than done. Then the next thing you're asking is, what are your targets that were given to you, your previous employees, and which one did you meet? I'm sure they will still tell you that they met it, definitely, because one thing is, they're not bringing you the document because it's confidential to let you see that, oh, this is what we did to get ourselves, what's it called, set goal, achieved. But we need as well to also always follow up. How do we motivate these employees? The new person that is coming on board. One thing that I also wanted to put, is there's something I'm currently even doing in my company right now that I felt that I don't, even as HR personnel, I don't have to wait for your line managers to start coming to me to tell me that you're not doing so well. Because from your onboarding, I want you to have an onboarding body, someone that you will look up to, that will take you through everything. Apart from, yes, HR is doing theirs, your line manager is doing theirs. Also have somebody in your department that can tell you, oh, this is how we do it. This is how you can relate with this person because they're just coming on board. And this is how you can do it. This is how you can relate with this person to get to your aims, your objectives, to get the job rolling. Or if you send email to this person prefers WhatsApp and all that. You're already prepping this person ahead so that they can know when to settle in and how to settle in, and then what to get them eating up with their job, right? So low motivation from line managers and even from their co-workers also is already a potential cause for that person to underperform. So another one is personal issue. Maybe somebody has just been recently served breakfast, right? And then it's really a deep one. Maybe, for example, let me say a relationship about 2 or 3 years that he or she has invested in quite a lot. And the guy easily just, fly out of the country one day, or the lady just says, I'm done. Definitely, and the person is coming to defend the project the next day. For someone that we cannot say, yeah, no matter how highly professional you can be, there's something that will eat you up at that moment, except you can manage your emotions so well. And not everybody can do this. So personal issue can as well affect. Another thing about personal issue is someone that already been evicted from their home. And then they're even now thinking about, where do we put our nose? How can I cater for my family? And you're expecting a magic from that person at that moment. It will not work, right? And that's where also communication comes in. Because personal issue, if it lingers too much, it will start eating deep into employees. And then they start losing focus, and then they start losing their grip on how to get the job going. Another thing is poor work environment. You cannot take employees to a particular space without AC, without fan, they are sweaty, and you're expecting a magic. Even the system you're giving to them is not even working. Like, they can literally be hitting the system for the system to come up. And you want this employee to perform magic and to get 50 billion for you. How can it work? It's impossible. Salesperson that is going on the field without provision for logistics, without provision for communication allowance, without even a complimentary card, and you want these people to get the job done. How? It's not possible. Poor work environment already set a potential cause for underperformance because at that moment, they are not focused. I'm trying to look out for ant fans so I can blow myself because I'm currently feeling heat. And then the client is talking to me in the customer happiness department, blasting my head off. And then you want me to be sane. It's not possible. At that moment, you cannot expect any magic from that employee at that moment. So let's move further. Talking about performance improvement plan, just like I said earlier, it's a formal, structured, supportive process designed to provide a clear path back to successful performance. It's also a developmental tool aiming for improvement. There are 3 dots here that we underlined: supportive, clear path, and developmental tool. These three things already encompasses what performance improvement plan is meant to cover. It has to be supportive. Any document you are drafting regarding PIP must, proclaim like, yes, we are here to support you. The clear path has to be there. Lay it down. There's nothing like hidden agenda, like hidden clause in when you're putting the document out. Yes, this and this, we want you to attain A to Z. By the time this is done, this is what you get, and with this time frame and all that. Make it a clear path, so they know that, oh, in the next 3 months, this and this is what has been set on my table that I need to get done for me to be put back on the performance plan, for me to also be reevaluated and say that yes, you have successfully performed as expected. Also, it's a developmental tool, just like I said. Does this person need coaching, mentorship, sent for training? Does this person need tools to make them do the job right? The aim of all this is for improvement. When we're talking supportive, clear path, development tool, and all these encompassed together. The aim is to have improvement on the job, from either the department or the employees that we're putting on this PIP. So now, of course, when we talk about defining the underperformance, and then we go straight down to the potential cause, and then we are now moving to the PIP itself. Of course, there's the benefits as well. What do we get? What do we want to set? How do we want to set it? What do we tend to attain? And now we're talking about address specific gap constructively. There are some line managers that during performance appraisal time, literally they always want to even run out for it. They believe that, oh, HR should be the one to do it. Let me push HR to HR, you be the one talking. I always tell them, line manager, you be the one to do this, but don't worry, I'm here to support you. I'm here to also be on the ground to put, my input and as well to guide us so that we can be clear, fair, and as well compliance, right? So we need to address specific gaps constructively. We don't have to be destructive. Oh, XYZ, you did this, you have cost me a lot in my career, and you have done, and we start lamenting. What else do we want from these employees? First of all, the motivation is gone. Any other plans you're putting in place for them to get the job done is not even visible at all. Because the way you just addressed it right now has already shown that there's no anything I'm putting you on now. I'm sorry, I'm not going to address you by it any longer because I'm already tagging you with your underperformance already. So we need to address specific gaps constructively, right? Also, we need to set clear and measurable expectations. You don't have to go and put the whole of this to say that, oh, based on your underperformance, you need, because normally we gave you a target of 50 million, right? I think because of your underperformance right now, we were giving you 100, then we're setting you up to get a lead of about 100. They were telling you to get this and that, and you're setting it, and the employee is looking like, literally, am I the one to get this done? Right? The 50 you just gave me is yet to be attained. And then are you doubling it? Are you making my problem more worse? Or we want to get a clear expectation and then improvement? So we need to say clear and measurable expectation as well. All this also must have a timeline, right? Yes, it must have a timeline. Oh, in the next 1 month, in progress, because you cannot just put somebody on 1 month PIP. There's no magic you want to get there. So, but there are ways at which you can do it. Oh, in the next 1 month, we check up on you to see how you have done so far, and then next 2 months, and then the 3 months, and then we are reevaluating you to see how far you have done or how far you have gone. So there must be support, resources, and time. So you can't just put somebody on PIP, as I said, and then you're not giving them the tool that is required. You're not assisting them with the skills that are required. Oh, yes, you need to set up an event, for example, and then you are telling the person you have to do it alone when it comes to from the planning to the execution, to the management, to the report. And the person is looking as though, am I to be the one to do all this magic? Please, we need to provide tailored support. For this job to be done, do you need extra hand to get you to support you to get this, for you to achieve it? If yes, please do. What are the resources at which you need for you to get this job done? Oh, from the system that you use. Oh, for example, as a digital marketer or as a graphic person, the system they gave to you is not working so well. It's causing you delay in your deliverables. Then it means that there's an issue. Do you want to repair it? Do you want to get a new one so that you can get this job done? Also, the time frame as well also must be clear. Oh, this PIP is for 3 months, but we'll walk you through. Please, the support part is very, very important. Then let's facilitate open communication. Let's hear from the employees. Let's always give feedbacks, because you waiting for another 3 months is also another way to potential cause for this disaster again. So you can't put somebody on PIP and then you're leaving the person alone to say, just take the wheel, drive it off. You can get to toll gate right now. And guess what? The person is even just learning how to drive. And as well, without a license. The license is the tool. So how do you want this person? There'll be an issue. Is it that the person got arrested, or there's an accident, or the person hit another car that will cost you more? That's exactly what's going to happen. So we need to facilitate open communication. Let us ask. Let us even ask. As we are speaking to them, also ask them questions. Where do you want support? What more do you need? How far have you gone? What and what do you also need? Do you have any issue? Do you want me to do something about this? I'm not telling you that you're buying them lunch all the time. Like, do you want me to buy you lunch now? Do you want me to get you water? No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about anything relating to you getting the job done and as well improving your performance, right? Let's not forget, I talk about supportive, clear path, and developmental too. And that's more around PIP. So the next one is improve productivity. We talked about this already. That's more of the aim while we are doing this. The main purpose of like, okay, all the benefits when we are staying from the address specific gaps from the beginning to the end is to improve productivity. So with that productivity, you're going to look back and say, I think we failed in this PIP. Are we now extending or doing any other thing? Right. So let's move further. So before we even set performance improvement plan itself, there should be preparation and assessment. And then we go. The important tip here, just like I put, is to ensure proper informal and formal feedback. Coaching has occurred as well, right? Underperformance should be consistent and not isolated incidents. You cannot just put people on the spot all because, oh, you have underperformed, then there's a brouhaha everywhere. There's a noise to say as if the person has just stolen, or even the person is still as well. There should be procedures at which you do things, right? You want to invite the police and all that. There should be preparation and assessment. You want to put this person on disciplinary, set them on disciplinary committee so they can assess them further. All of this must be done, as well as when we talk about underperformance, right? So one thing we have to do is to identify the problem. You gather, and you can't just do this while being subjective. It cannot work. You have to be objective. There should be work examples, statistics, documents that has been document that has been well been observed and as well been archived to say that this person has not done this, and these are what we could gather when it comes to data to say that, oh, this and this, the person has not taken the step. You will gather specific and objective examples, data. Just like I said, the work examples, you state, oh, why this and this, this person did not meet up with these deliverables, this one also was done and not properly done. All of these must be well documented. You cannot just be subjective while trying to put somebody up here, because at that time, it's already turned into witch hunting at that moment. So another one is clearly define the gap between expected and actual performance. Oh, right. This is actually the KPI given to this person. Out of using sales, for example, as well, 250 million to be attained. 100 million naira was, achieved, and we believe that this is quite, below. We want you to do more so that you can meet up with your deliverables in the next quarter. You have to be clear, so that you don't just put the person on hot seat or feeling as though I might not be wanted here any longer. What is happening? And then they start thinking, and then the emotions start taking over them, and they're not even doing what they're meant to do. Guess what? The PIP you put them on, or you intend to put them on, will not even work at that moment, right? So the third one is assess the seriousness and duration of the issue. How long has this been occurring? You can't just come and say that, oh, for January now, okay, for the first quarter, January to March, this person, not that the person has really done bad, but in December last year, or in last quarter, that's last year, 2024, this person did not meet expectation at all and all that. That's not even within the duration any longer. So the duration of the issue must also be specified. Oh yes, from January to March, these are the issues that have been documented. These are what was set as a target, and this is what has been attained. These are what is expected of you in another quarter and all. We have to be clear. Assess the seriousness. It cannot just be that, oh, this person is underperforming because of the system given to them is not working properly, and the next thing you're putting this person on PIP is not done, because that's not the issue at all. The issue here is the system. Then let's get another system. And then from there, you evaluate again to see, oh, now a new system has been given. What says the performance? And as I said earlier, we don't have to wait till the performance period to say that this is time to now, evaluate you. You have not been doing it from January to now. What happened? No, I think it's not right. I think it's not good enough. Let us start our evaluation from the first month. By the time you start seeing changes, let's start speaking up. Let's start communicating. Let's start pushing helping hands. Let's start asking questions. What is happening? Where do you need the help? It can be something that can easily be done at that moment, and then the person kickstart back, or someone that has been performing so exceptional just go under the radar like that. There's something is wrong. You can't just wait till the quarter, end of the quarter, that you want to do appraisal to start giving feedback. It's not done at all. Let's assess the seriousness. So we know that, does this person really need to be on PIP at all? Or just that it's something that, oh, this person is put in the wrong department, or a wrong tax has been assigned. And then, line managers at times can put a tax on their team member that that this person does not even have the capacity to do it. And then you want to start appraising this person based on that. It's not done. What help have you given? What assistance have you rendered? Did you even put this person through on how to get this job done, right? If this has been done, then you need to assess the seriousness. How serious is this? What do we need to do? What are we doing next? How are we moving? And then you can now know that, oh, I think this is now becoming like a big problem, because out of everything that we have done, spoken about, discussed, giving us an assistance, this person is still not performing. And then you can put the person on PIP. So the next thing, is about the line manager's preparation as well. Consider if expectations are reasonable and clear. You cannot bring JD, or they cannot give a target of 50 million as a line manager or as a whole department. And your line manager feel that, oh, I'm the boss, right? I think I can take about 5. Let me just, and I have 2 members, right? I think during your interview, you said you're up for the challenge. Your last job, you hit about 100 million. So I think you should be able to take about 20 million target. For you can take about 20 as well, 25, and you are sitting on 5. That's already a problem already. As a leader, that's already a big problem. So we need to consider if expectations are reasonable at all, and as well clear, right? So that's where documentation also come in. Somebody is coming in, you're giving them their JD and as well their KPI, so they know what they're working towards. It's clear and concise, and as well they know the time frame has already also been imputed. They know that, oh, my total target is 10 naira, in Q or is 9 naira. Let me just say 8. So in Q1, I'm meant to get 2 naira. In Q2, I'm going to get another 2. In Q3, another 2 again. Then the last quarter is another 2. Then I'm eating it up. We need to be clear and as well reasonable. Number 2 is draft preliminary PIP points. What is the goal? Potential support. What can I do to get these people, to get this person to meet up with the deliverable? Just like I said, it is not an exit purpose. I'm not putting you on PIP so you can have your way out. I'm not putting you on PIP to say that, all right, the last time I told you to do something, you did not do it. Now I'm telling you that I have a power over you. Have a nice day. No, that's not what we're doing here. That's not the main aim here, right? So as I was saying earlier, the third one is think about a reasonable time frame for improvement. Also, in this one, we need to communicate it. We can't just sit and say that, looking at this, I think this person should be able to complete this task or to complete this PIP, timeline within a month. There are some companies that while they are employing employees, even their probationary period is 1 year, because they know that while you are coming in, you cannot hit the ground running. It's not possible. You need to take it in process. You need to take it a step at a time. Everything has to be done in sequence. You can't just come and then, for example, you're a tech company, you want to get this done from back end, you're moving it from back end to front end, and you feel that you can quickly eat it up. It's not done. Everything has a time frame. So we have to think about a reasonable time frame. And as well, we need to communicate it as well. The employee as well can tell you, okay, is it possible that I get this done to buy one time, to do this within 4 months instead of 3? We can reason it to say that, okay, I think it's not bad to give this employee 4 months to get this deliverables. We believe in you. That's even the language about it. We believe in you. We know you can do it. And also, we also need to know and check the attitude, right? So not that employee is telling you that just give me 4 months, because in the back of their head as well, they are thinking that in the next 3 months, now I'm going to get another job, or Shell is about to poach me. So let me just wait so that I can get the salary for another 3 months and then take my exit. No, not at all. You also need, that's why they say, know your audience. We need to know our employee as well. We need to know how they do their, what has been the cause, right? And line managers as well, we need to prepare ourselves. We can't always be pushing HR to say, HR, don't worry, you're going to have to do it. Because from the start, line managers are always exempting themselves from anything around performance management. They don't even want to do it. That is why when it gets to maybe the end of the year that you want to do your appraisal, you will literally be chasing them to get the appraisal done. You will be chasing them to get documents. Can I have your appraisal document? Is there anything I've been updated here? And that's why you say HR at times will be the one to draft it, send them the document and tell you, please, let's work on this together because you want to start it. No, please, let line managers be prepared. And there are a lot of ways they can be prepared, which we're still going to talk about later. So yeah, this is where human resource come in. In short, we are more like the elephant in the room, right? Like we are just in between. We cannot be on the side of the employee or rather be on the side of the line manager because we want to make a balance. So I see this as HR being the, that justice, what's it called? How do I put it? There's this justice, sorry, I think I lost my words there. That is, holding two ends up. That's how we are. We're more like carrying both. We want to make a balance so that we are driving the PIP process to ensure alignment. Thank you, Lady Justice. To ensure alignment, consistency, fairness, and compliance. That's basically what we want to do. We are not here to assist line manager to wage onto the employee more. Or rather, you just feel that, okay, as well, I think you offend your line manager. And the last time as well, I think you did not greet me well as well. Yes, it's not a double hunt. So the employee now feel, I think this is the right time to know I'm not wanted here. Or rather, whatever the line manager is doing at that moment, HR is just supporting and say, okay, move on. Yeah, you are right. And then you're not even looking at your side to see the expression of that employee. I've been in a performance appraisal session that we really want to talk about the PIP. And I could literally see that while the line manager is speaking, I could watch the countenance of the employee that she's literally about to start dropping tears. I want to ask to do at that moment is to alter that conversation. And I asked the lady, is everything all right? And guess what? She was able to say, what the line manager is saying right now is something that has happened way before I joined the company that has long gone, that is not supposed to even be visited any longer, that is causing an emotional breakdown. At that moment, I'm able to put a stop. Because I believe if she continue, this lady is going to end up crying. And guess what? I've not done my job at that moment. And then I would just start talking about emotional balance for employee. And then I started talking about the behavioral parts of the line manager, which I think the earlier thing you should have done is just to alter that conversation so that we can bring ourselves back to track. So HR, we are here to drive the process. We ensure alignment, consistency as well. Anything that we are doing when it comes to PIP for A is also what we must do for B. We can't say, oh, B, because B is my favorite person, I think we can do it in another way so that the person will not be put on the spot. No, not at all. We need to be consistent. And also the fairness part. If you need to follow a label or if you need to invite, talk to your legal team so that they can know how the documents you're about to coin together is not going to lead to an issue and all that, please do. And the compliance part, you cannot take that off. Because anything that you're going to do that's going to bring the company to another issue entirely, I think we don't want to do that. We are not even ready for that drama, right? So then we're talking about, the process is structured and about fairness. Yeah, the fair process at which we have to work our PIP process. So let's remember that we need to inform employees of PIP session or meeting in advance. Please don't let us drop it like a surprise. No surprise anywhere. If you need to inform them that, oh, based on this and this, you'll be put on PIP, these are the documents, please kindly go through, give us your consent. I always allow my employees to sign, to say that they consent to it. And I'm not forcing them to. We'll deliberate. This and this are what we have been listed down. Check this through these documents. What do you think we need to do more? What do you think that we need to add? We want to hear the view as well, right? I'm not just bringing it and dropping it in the room. We want to hear their view. And the line manager is going to be seated as well, because it's not going to be like, oh, I'm cutting the line manager off, then I'm calling the employee to just have, yes, I can have a one-on-one with this employee. That's fine. But also we want to carry them along because they are the one that is going to do the work. Our own is to monitor. Our own is to guide. But the doer of the job is the employee, right? So we want to provide the relevant data and document to assist them that they can go back and review and say, oh, I think I've attained A and B, and I was given about 7, right? I think I'm on number 4. Oh, I'm on track. oh, this and this is what is expected of me, right? Oh, I think I'm about to do this. And then they themselves, we need to encourage them to also document, oh, this and this is the progress. If you need to give a weekly report, please do. If you need to do a monthly report, please do. So that this will serve as a document for you as well by the time they call you back into the room to say, what have you done? How have you done it? These are the documents. And then you're presenting yourself better. So the initial PRP session, right? Just like I said, private and not threatening environment. We do not need to put drama at all. We do not need it. We do not need to start calling the horse in the room to say, oh, the horse in the room is currently now black. We don't need that. If we need to have a special room, just some people might have a special office to say, oh, this is a cozy office where nobody's going to hear us talk. Please do. Have this session with them. Air them out. Discuss. Make it private and non-threatening. That's what I said earlier. Supportive, and the purpose is for developmental, part of it. So we need to show that support. Is it the emotional support and all that they might need at that moment? We need to, right? The number 2 is clearly describe the performance issue with specific example. Explain the business impact. If you do not do this, this and this is what is currently going to cost us more when it comes to the department or when it comes to the business entirely. Your contribution makes the company to get their good. You're trying to tell them that you are an important part of this business. So your contribution goes a long way. Even though we know that, oh, any other person in the department will get the job done. Yes, but we're not trying to, throw this child and the water away together. We're not doing that. We're taking the child and regretting the child as well, right? We needed to let them know this and this is what you need to do. You explain to them the business impact. If you do this, we'll get this. If we do this, it impacts the business. The business will not go further. Oh, investors can leave. Because if investors leave, it might cause maybe downsizing and all that. You need to let them know the impact, right? Because every employee are a vibrant, participant in the business goal. They are important. In short, they are your first customer. They are first customer actually, because what they do is what brings back the productivity back to the business. So number 2 is present drafts, plans and goals. Documents, we can't take that off. And we always ring it, HR document, HR and document. HR, yes, they always say that, HR, you like documents, you like documenting. Please let us document. Yes, they will keep saying that. Do we need to send an email? Do we need to send back-to-back document? Is your own company, you guys are not, imputing tech, everything is about paperwork. Please carry it if you need to. Carry it and ask for employees' perspective and input. Just like I said, they're listening actively. We need to get their own response as well. What do you think about this? What else do you think we can make the job, go well? What else do you need? And then they can tell you that, oh, I think I need a business card right now. It makes me have a better presentation outside there about the brand. Oh, and then you provide it, right? Oh, what do you also need and all that? Not that we're going to give them the whole of the world. We are not breaking banks. We're not going after our budget because that's what finance department will come to you and say, this one is not in your budget before, and then you're about to get this money. No, we're not trying to do that. We are following everything in fairness and in compliance, right? Another thing is discuss and agree on SMART goals. Something, we are being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, or relatable, and then time. That's the goal you want to set. You cannot just throw something into the room and expect that anybody that catches it, yes, you've taken it, yeah, go with it. No, it's not done. The action must be specified. The specific goal also must be set. Let them know if you do this, what we need to do and what you will get. That's another thing, right? So clearly state potential consequences. If you do not meet this within the specified time and you underperform continually, it will lead to termination. You don't need to sugarcoat anything, right? You're not sugarcoating, and as well, you're also being supportive. You're only telling them these are the clear consequences that is going to be. You put everything on the document. You do not make this, it might lead to your termination or exit from the what's it called. If you do not do this, you might turn to the demotion. Let's be specific in everything that we do. Or rather, it might list another extra 2 months, and then it might cost a peer review and all that. Please, let's document this. Let them read it. Let them agree to it so that you're not dropping anything surprising to the room. No, we are not doing that. The last one is to document the agreed plan and session outcome. I've said that more than enough. We need to document. The session you've had, the discussion you've had, how you've had it, every other thing, document it. If we need for you to send an email, as discussed, this, that, and that, put the line manager in the copy and all that, kindly acknowledge the receipt of this email, let them do that. All of this is for documentation purpose. So the next step is to monitor, support, and check in. We cannot just, say we're talking about a structured and fair process without you monitoring, without you supporting, and also having a continual check-in. So you manager provides agri support and training. This way also you talk to the manager. Even if he needs for you to train the manager, for the manager to be well trained to get the job done, please kindly do that. Because I'm always saying there's one thing we did in our company last year. We took all our line managers, all leadership, those in leadership position, including the employees, on performance management, training. We broke it down. Guess what? I didn't facilitate that session so that see finish syndrome will not be there. We brought an external body to do that. And they were able to understand, oh, you mean, there are a lot of, I was surprised on a lot of questions. Oh, you mean if we do this and get that we can do this, we can call back, and not even to talk about a company that we have a lot of Gen Zs. And they'll tell you, oh, you mean that if my line manager appraised me this way, I can call the person, I can, tell them that this is not the mark I'm meant to get. I'm meant to get this. But yes, that's where the discussion comes in. We need to. Oh, if I'm not getting this, you mean I can also be trained on how to get better? Oh, yes, you can. The main aim is for us to get the job done and for all of us to smile at the end of the day, to say that, oh, just like what do we say, oh, you faithful servant, you've done well. That's it. So also, we hold scheduled progress meeting. You can do this weekly, you can do it bi-weekly, you can do it monthly. The main aim is to get a progress. That's what I said earlier. We talk about if it takes them to also do weekly reports or monthly report. I think monthly report is even too long because weekly report is better. Show us how you've done it. Let's see how we can quickly, by the time we start seeing lapses or gaps, we know where to come in. And then we are holding you on your hands to say, you can do it. We're motivating you to say, oh, this and this is what you need to do to get this job done, right? Then provide clear, honest, and specific feedback. Please, when we are giving our feedback, we need to be very careful. Maybe we need to take a deep breath, or rather, maybe we need to take a walk about 5 minutes and then we'll come back. Because if you use the same way at which you have management are just giving to you right now, when I say you collect from management, and then you want to come and give your team member, it can be disastrous. So if it takes us to take a deep breath before we can give our feedback, please let's do that because it has to be positive and as well constructive. Any feedback we are giving has to be very positive and constructive. We are not ready to break you. If employee comes to your office and when they are done, they step out and they start crying, then there's a problem. But by the time an employee comes to your office, step out, and then they start having a thought to say, I think I need to do better. It means you've taught something about them. You've set something on the pace, and then you're looking forward to the result. But when an employee come out and start grumbling or start crying on the face that's turned upside down, or they start murmuring about, or the next day they're carrying their bag and telling you they're leaving, then there's a problem already. We have to be positive and constructive in our feedbacks. Because all the aim of all this PIP is for us to have an improvement at the end of the day, successful one, rather. So the last one is document progress and feedback at each check-in. Okay, you meet up with an employees and an HR, and I say, how are you doing today? Have your tools been delivered? How is the tool working out? What's the difference between the timeline of your former tool and your current tool right now? And they tell you, oh, the former one, it takes me about 10 minutes to complete my task. But this current one now, I think it takes me about 4 minutes. And you know that, oh, that's a tremendous changes. That's 6 minutes cut off. I think that's the progress. You're documenting all this. Because just like I said earlier, we have to be objective and not subjective in our feedbacks. So be adaptable if needed as well, right? Do a continuous check-in. We cannot keep talking about this, and document as well a loss, right? So the next one is plan review meetings, right? Assess performance against PIP goals. Use this document evidence as specified review period. After all this you have done, and then you are calling the person after 1 month to say, okay, we want to check what you have done in the last 1 month. This are the progress. Plan it. Let's have that session. You cannot cut off communication. It has to be continual because you also want to get feedbacks from both the employees and also the line manager. If possible, you want to get feedback from the team members, please kindly go ahead and do that. Because you want to also, maybe it's behavioral thing, you want to get feedback from other team members. How has this person been doing? What's the difference so far? What have you noticed? How progressive is this person? You're documenting all of this and you're putting it down. And that's more like an evidence for you. I always tell employees, please document your progress as well. Because as I'm bringing a document to you as a line manager, you also bring in yours. And then, oh, line manager might have missed one thing that you have done successfully, but you have your own document to show that, oh, I've done this perfectly. And then you are now saying that, oh, I think I remember January you hit your target. Actually, what you add there is not 10, it's actually 15. And you're changing yours. It's not bad, right? Don't feel as though, this person came to tackle me. No, we're not here to tackle one another. We're here to meet, on the same ground, right? The next one is follow same invite meeting. Specify it. That is, you invite support person, discussion, employee input. Let us be consistent in whatever that we do. The same meeting you want to do, okay, is every month we are doing it, please be consistent. Is every 2 weeks we want to be doing it, let us be consistent. If you start missing, okay, don't worry, I think we will check you in the next 2 months again. That's the problem. We're already setting another disaster in pace. So the next one is discuss assessment and listen to employee response. Adjourn to consider if possible, right? Listen to them. That's what I'm saying, that you want to get their feedback. Hear from them. Let them speak. Let them relate with you. If they don't want their line manager to be there, it's fine. Because some people want to share something more deep with you and they don't want their line manager to be on the table with you. Please allow that. Allow that. So that does not mean that you're taking all what you're using as a weapon. No, we just want to hear you. We just want to listen. We want to give you all the support that you need. So decide on the outcome. We'll talk more on this on slide 8, where we will break down the outcomes itself, right? Communicate decision clearly in person if possible, and confirm in writing. Like I said earlier, when you are done, you can go back and send an email as previously discussed, or as agreed, this and this. Please kindly acknowledge this receipt. And they acknowledge. You're just confirm it so that we know that we are on the same page. We're in alignment. Not that I've said something to you or I've missed one thing out and then you're just telling me, I'm sorry, I cannot agree. No, let us be in that mail. It can be a mail trail. I'm fine with it. Let us continually, communicate with one another, right? So now we are going to roles and responsibilities through the PIP process itself. What the employee needs to do, what the line manager needs to do, and how HR also comes in here. So yes, as a manager, you need to prepare thoroughly. I talked about the other time that if it takes you to teach or to send your line managers on performance management, training, please let's do that. Inclusive of PIP, how to take employees through PIP, how to manage somebody on PIP, please let's do that. A lot of managers are just working, on their own. They will tell you, but you're currently on PIP. I think you just have to work on your own. And then they neglect this person as though the person has been exiled. No, not at all. That's not the main aim. That's not the goal at all. If we need for us to teach them or to take them through the training or for us to send them a document to guide them through, please let us do. So that the more they are aware or knowledgeable about it, the easier it is for we HR also to be able to follow the process through. Because if they are not well aligned, it's going to be a lot of issues. You'll be having back and forth with a lot of line managers. And then to be like looking as though HR is not understanding me and all that. And that's where all the lamentation also comes in from the line manager. So as a manager, prepare thoroughly, lead meetings constructively as well, right? You are already in a meeting with your team members, you're pinpointing, Taiwo, you just spoil everything. You are so bad in communication. And you, Kenny, we're not doing that. We're not here for that. We have to be constructive enough. Provide specific example and clear feedback. It needs to be clear. Guys, our target is what's it called? We're currently on 10, and I think we need to do 40. How do I support? What do we need? What is currently the progress in your own area? Please, let's do, right? But someone they are putting on PIP, what have you done so far? How do you want me to assist you? Are you having a fear of speaking with customers? Do you want me to go with you at a time? Going with you at that time does not mean that I'm here to poach your client. I'm just here to support you. That's what you're trying to tell this person, right? Offer and arrange support. You cannot take that off. Just like I said earlier, offer and arrange support. Do you need to follow this person to site? If the person is a salesperson in the real estate, do we need to follow you to site? Do you want me to speak with clients on your behalf? I can do that. I can start the conversation while you finish it up. I just want them to know that my colleague is capable. My colleague is not just like, here to talk about what he or she does not know. He or she is here to let you know that, yes, we know the product and we have to sell the product to you in all possible ways. We're here to take you through in step by step. Monitor progress fairly, right? You don't want to start saying that, okay, your target is within 1 month, right? To be on PIP. In the next 2 months, I want you to, you're following up to say that, oh, these 2 months and all that. No, we don't need to. Or 2 weeks rather. Oh, 2 weeks, you should have gotten something by now. You start throwing words. We don't need that. We want to follow the progress fairly, right? Let's follow the document that we've set earlier. Document meticulously. You cannot take that off. Let's document. What are the weekly report that this person has submitted? Let's note them down. What are the impacts on that feedback you've gotten? Let's write that down. What is the issue and the problem identified? Let us resolve it on the spot. We cannot like, okay, this is the problem, right? Don't worry, write it down. We're going to discuss the problem in the next 3 months. when we are praising you. No, we're not ready to do that. We are solving that. The reason why we are even identifying the issue is to get a solution to that thing, particularly at that moment. So the last one is make objective decision. You cannot do this alone as a manager. Please, you have to do it with HR. You have to follow the process correctly. We cannot have a document being sent to you said that this is the way the process, the PIP is going to go. And then you drop the document and start doing it on your own, or the way you feel is right for you. If anything comes back, you know it's going to eat the HR before you eat the manager, right? So we need to make our decision objectives. So when it comes to employee, what do we also expect during the PIP process from employees? Participate actively and honestly, right? I said earlier when I was talking the other time that you also need to see, oh, this employee has been someone performing so well, and then maybe the performance dropped, or a new employee that we want to assist. So far, it's not a recruitment error, like I said earlier, right? Like, oh, because you want to fill that role, and you just bring somebody to say, please, just don't worry, I'll just package your CV for you. Just present yourself, and I want to get out, so that I can move to the next recruitment. No, we're not doing that, right? So far, it's not that at all. The employee also is someone that has been so contributing to the development of the company, that has shown passion, that has shown willingness and readiness to do the job. Please, the person, there's nothing you want to do. The person will participate actively and honestly, because they also want to, by the time, even if they want to exit that company, they want to leave with a good note. So that by the time they're asking for reference, they're not putting there that, oh, exited because of bad performance and all that. No, not at all. So employees also want to participate actively and honestly, so that you can also get more support as needed and then progress further. Number 2 is provide input on the plan. So by the time HR and managers, they are bringing the plans to you to say, this and this is what we want to achieve, this and this are the timeline that is going to be needed. Please, if 3 months is too small for you, and you feel that I want to understand the process better, I want to understand the my client better, I want to understand the product better, can I get 4 months? I think 4 months is fine for me. Please contribute to the plan. You are, at the long run, you are the one that is going to finally get this thing done. We are just here to walk you through. So you need to provide your input on the plan as well. Oh, I think I don't mind, this person motivates me a lot, and I will not mind this person holding my hands through this. It's fine. All we want to do is to support you, and we're going to get that done. Commit to improvement as well. We can't just be pushing, oh, take a new tool, take this one, take a communication allowance to help you further, and then you are not even putting the effort. At that moment, we are looking as though, are we not even wasting more time? So employees themselves have to commit to improvement, so that we can know that, yes, this person truly is ready for this plan. This person truly wants to pull through and as well get this thing done properly. Utilize support, resources. Oh, do I need for this job, for the tax, this thing right now? I think the reason why I could not do better the other time is I did not get enough support, and then I'll be needing an extra hand. Not that because we are employing somebody, but we can push another team member to also assist you, for you to work together to get the job done. Right, it's fine. Is resources that you need. Oh, I need continual or constant logistics, driver to be available to take us out when client calls. The reason why I lost a lot of clients the other time was because there were no buses, and they do not provide us access to also use Uber drive or something for us to get the job done. And then I have to sit back. No, we're not doing this. We want to support you all through. So that's why you need to communicate as well. So do you need support or resources? Let us know. We're ready to give it to you, right? The aim is to get the job done. The aim is to see the success of this improvement performance plan that we currently put you on. Then seek clarity, seek clarification. Oh, this, what's it called? Do you need to get more information? Oh, I think I need more information on how to get this Banana Island project done. I think I need more information on how to get this product out. Man, do you mind explaining this further so I can get more? Please, let us seek clarification. We can't just feel as though we are being thrown on the bus and then we want to ride on it like that. No, if you don't learn how to drive, you definitely have an accident. If you don't crash the car, then a lot of things will happen to you or you get arrested. So you need to seek clarification and as well communicate challenges. While this is ongoing and there is a continual check-in, let us know what the challenge has been. Oh, the last time I do this and that, I think I did not get enough support from the marketing department for the designs that would allow me to push the product out. And then while you're communicating that, we're documenting it, we are seeing possible ways at which you can assist you to get that thing done. Because HR as well, they're not just communicating challenges for us to take a note, right? They are communicating the challenges for us to know where we'll support and where we're coming. So please communicate challenges, right? This is where human resource come in. We ensure fairness, consistent and legal compliance. As well, we advise all parties, not just manager or not just employee. Oh, or this time I want to do checking. We're checking in on employee only without and leaving the manager there. No, we don't need to. I think we need to balance, right? We advise all parties according to the PIP process. What you have drafted out, you advise them according to the document, and as well communicate during the PIP process, including emails and letters. That's what I said earlier. If you guys, your own company is all about paperwork, please kindly continue. The main aim is to communicate, right? Act as a neutral resource. Act like the person in between that is trying to make a balance, because we're truly trying to make a balance here, right? So that's what HR should definitely, how we can come in to this PIP process. So now we are talking about crafting an effective PIP document, the essentials, right? So first of all, let me just bring all this out, right? Statement of concern, we are trying to put the specifics, objectives, recent example of underperformance. While you're trying to do all this, oh, this and this is what you did. Okay, in January, your target is to get 100 leads, but you could only get 20. In February, we'll try to also give you, okay, let's reduce it to 80 to see how you can perform, but you could only get 15. You have to document this with recent examples. You cannot start bringing what happened in 2024 to start putting somebody on PIP. And then, that's what you did last year as well. No, we're not talking about last year. We're talking about now, at that moment, at the cycle of that performance appraisal. We're trying to talk about that. Oh, this and this is where you underperform, and I think you can do better. So we have to state the concerns. You can't just pick somebody and say, so far, the way we can see you, your first set, because the way you're currently working around your own company, I think you need to be on PIP. No, we're not doing that. There's supposed to be a concern that we're trying to state. So the next one is expert standard, that is clear definition of success performance. It can be linked to job description, fine. That's where KPIs also come in. Oh, this and these are your indicators that you need to get done for us to be successful in your performance. By the time this and this and these are the targets, these are the ratings, and you already calculating that, okay, if I get this, I'm getting 10 points, I'm getting 5 points, I think I'm already hitting 70 here, and you're checking yourself as well. So we need to be clear in our definition of success performance, right? So the next one is SMART, improvement goals. We're talking about the specific here, the measurable part of it, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And I think the KPI already talked about this already, right? We're already putting a time-bound to say that, oh, every quarter, this must be done. Every annual, this must be, we are making them as clear as possible. So the next one is tailored action plan. Steps employee would take, steps manager will also take, because we're here to support. And managers also is here to support. So these are the steps you need to take to get this done, right? Managers, these are the support system you need to give. Oh, HR as well, this is where we come in to say that we're checking in, we're asking what you need and giving you resources that you also need, right? And the last one is support and resources. Specific training. Do I need to send this person on more training or get the job done? Does this person need coaching or mentoring? Is it a tool issue? Oh, let's get another tool. Oh, is it EAP access? Oh, please give the person access to what's it called? Oh, we have what we do is Zoho. Yes, the LO part of it. Do you want to get more data? Do you want to get this? Please, let's provide it. Let's give our support and resources where need be, because the main aim is for us also to move further. Another one is measurement, timeline, and check-ins, consequence, and then employee input section. The consequence, I've said this earlier, let it be a clear statement of potential outcomes. E.g., continuation of PIP, or a warning, or final one, potential dismissal, if no improvement after warnings, we are doing this. So you also don't literally have to wait till 3 months that you put this person on PIP. Oh, for the first 2 months, you're already seeing that there's no improvement. You can give a warning, right? You can give a warning to say, if in the next 1 month, after providing you all support and everything needed, this is not done, you might be dismissed. You will be dismissed according to what has been documented. Because you're trying to also remind the employee to say that this has been initially documented, we need to follow it. So employee input session, space for employee comments. Let's put it. Oh, so that they can also add their own input. Oh, I would abide by this. I'll also be doing this and this. I'll follow through this. A lot of things they can put their comments in there. Right. Then signature. Let them sign. Just like I said earlier, I said, if yours is the email, right? You want to put an email, but also the document is, they let them sign to say, I acknowledge. So that you're not just putting documents in place, and then employees are telling you, did I sign? Where did I sign? I did not see it. They can tell you they did not see it actually, because they did not sign to acknowledge. They did not put their pen to say that, oh, this is received by me. I abide by this PIP, what's it called? They did not sign. So employee will sign, manager will, to show that manager also is in collaboration and support, and HR as well as applicable. In your own company, maybe the group was called will have to sign, or the director will also have to sign. Please follow through according to what works for your own company, right? So then, ensuring fairness and success, the do's. Yeah. So when we're talking about the do's, we're addressing issues promptly and sensitively. You're being careful. Oh, looking at this person right now, maybe the person has maybe the person just received the call that they lost a family member, and you want to start giving your own feedback. I don't think it's right at that moment. Let's be sensitive. Let's know what to do and what not to do. So address issue promptly and sensitively. If something happened right now this week, please address it. Don't wait till the end of the month to say that. Don't worry, we'll address it at the end of the month. The issue keep compiling, and then it become a larger issue at the end of the day. Ensure manager training. I've said that earlier. Listen to the employee. Let's be attentive. So employees want to say a lot, but because the line manager are seated, they're not ready to tell you one thing. They'll tell you they're fine. Everything is okay. All right. Well, you just be hearing okay, fine, all right. But you have a lot behind that all right and okay. Does it need you to take a private session with them? Please do. So you can get to hear more. So you can get more feedbacks, right? Be specific, objective, fair, and consistent. Anything you do for A when it comes to PIP and you want to put Z on the PIP, please let us be consistent. Let us input fairness, right? And let us be objective as well. Document everything thoroughly and follow the process meticulously. The draft, everything that we have put on ground and we have signed off, let us follow it. That's how we can be able to say that, oh, based on what we signed, based on our agreement, this and this has been done, this and this have not been achieved. And at the end of the day, you did not perform very well. I think you already by yourself as an employee that you are signing a document, know that you're already on your way out. Or, oh, you are going to be given another 2 months. Or rather, you're expecting a warning on the way, right? So also provide adequate support and reasonable time to improve. We can always give time. Some employees, they just need the nudge, the motivation. They, another what's it called from another person to say, oh, I think it's when you do it A and B and add Z, you'll get your what's it called. And they do it, and guess what? They become one of our top performers, in the company. Recognize improvement. See, everything that we've talked about here, right? This last one is the top of it. If someone has done so well within 1 month, please let us recognize the improvement. Cheer the person up. If it needs for you to also, celebrate them within their team, please do so. Because at that moment, you're telling them that we are here for you. We will support you. Yes, you are already doing well. You're already telling them you are doing well. Some people are just looking to look at you. It's more like when a child comes to you or they're doing something and they just look at you and they want you to just give that smile, right? That smile will make a difference. For example, when a child is doing presentation and you're in the crowd as a parent and you just smile, right? And the child feel like, yes, I think I'm on track. That's how it feels. They feel pleased. They feel like, oh, yes, I think I'm on track. I need to do more. I'm getting there. I need to do more. And then they keep doing it. So let us recognize improvement. Let us celebrate it if possible. If in your own team, you need to take them out, please do, right? All we want to do at that moment is I'm motivating my employees. I'm motivating my colleagues. We want to get there. We want to hit the game together, hit the aim together and the goals, right? So yes, the don'ts. Please, I said it earlier, no surprises. Anything that you do not communicate, don't just bring it and drop it in the room. It won't work, right? Don't surprise the employee. PIP follow prior engagement. The processes you've set down, let us just follow it. Don't bring meetings to say, I think because we already have given you 50 leads to get right. I think also you're on PIP right now. Let's just increase it to 150. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So don't be vague or subjective. PIP is not designed to be punitive. It's not designed to witch hunt anybody. It's not designed to say you want to put somebody on the spot, right? So please do not let's be punitive around it. Don't rush the process of giving insufficient time. Or you feel that this person, 3 months is too much. Let's give him 1 month. No, you don't need to, right? Let's give a sufficient time to get the job done, to get that aim and objective that we've set aside, right? To get it achieved. So don't ignore employee or input from or guidance from HR. Line managers want to do this all the time. It's not really that, oh, it's my department that can run it. Don't worry, HR. Don't worry, we'll give you feedback. No, I'm not here for you to give me feedback. I'm here to work with you to get this thing done so we can get the same aim and objectives, right? So those key steps of documentation, we need to document. We need to follow all steps that has been put on the ground for us to get that aim. And then last but not the least, don't confuse other performance with misconduct. Not because, this person is subordination right now, and you just felt that this guy is underperforming. No, don't let us mix it up, right? Don't let us mix, this person doesn't, what's it called, very well. You don't speak to me very well. And I feel, no, we're not confusing it, right? Except it's a behavioral thing that impacts the business. But if it doesn't, we are not using underperformance as, we are not confusing it with misconduct. So now the outcomes, like we talk about, moving forward now. Yes, PIP has been done. Then we are moving forward. The possible outcome for post-PIP review, right? Number one, the success. That is the main aim why we even put you on the PIP. That's what we want to achieve. That is our main goal. Performance meets standard. Yes, acknowledge achievement. Return to normal performance management. You are finally done after the 3 months that you've been put on PIP. And then you've attained the goal. Another appraisal has been done and you hit it well. That's our goal. That's the success part of it. The caveat success is the main reason why the PIP was even implemented in the first place. And that's our main aim and goal. We don't want to just bring somebody in and then after 3 months that we have put on PIP, we're letting you go. That's another problem for HR because we'll not start looking for another replacement. And to employ now, talent, I will say talent is a discuss. I want to say that because recruitment right now is not even, I won't say it's fun, but it's a lot of work to start getting somebody else to fill that role, right? So success is our main aim when it comes to outcomes. Another one is partial improvement. Well, okay, this one may warrant PIP extension. Oh, now, after the 3 months, this person still needs this. 50 is expected, but the person asked about 30. So we want to extend to give more time, right? So that all modifying in line with early identified action plan. Oh, what else can we do to assist? We don't mind, we'll walk you through, right? And the reason why you want to extend is because you already saw a bit of improvement and then you want to extend. Not that there's no improvement at all. As in the person is still on ground zero and you want to, don't bother extending, please. Don't just bother extending. Because when you extend the extra 1 month, what magic wants to happen at that moment? What has not happened in the first 3 months of PIP that wants to happen in another 3 months? What will happen is that you're going to pay more 3 months salary. And the management will come for the HR to say, what are we doing right here, right now, right? So the last one is insufficient improvement. So far, there's no partial improvement that you want that will lead you to do an extension. The next thing is insufficient improvement at all. The person did not do anything. And this may lead to implementing highlighted consequence. So it now differs in your own company. Your own insufficient, when it comes to insufficient improvement, might lead to pay cut, it might lead to termination. It depends on whatever you have put as a consequence in your initial documentation to say, oh, this and this, it will lead to pay cut. Another 1 month of extension will lead to for us to downgrade your role. Another one, it depends. And it has been agreed upon. So you can't just drop anything like surprises in the room, right? So we need to highlight it. So thank you. So I think before I go to the question part, all of this, when we come about PIP, is for us to get a success, which is the first one. That's what is, in short, that's the success. That success part is what, like a caveat that carries everything. So when we start having partial improvement, we'll say, okay, success in progress. But when it's insufficient improvement, we start feeling, I think we just wasted another 3 months. And this, you have to notice it from the 2nd month. Please don't let us wait till the 3rd month, which the PIP is ending, to start saying that, okay, we notice insufficient improvement. No, not at all. If it needs for you to start looking out for another person that will replace that person because you've already identified that this employee is not ready to improve, please let us do so. We don't need to wait till the end time to say that, oh, now you're not making us to lose money, we've lost money, we're about to lose you too, and then become an issue between line managers and HR to say, I told you this guy is not performing at all, you're the one that asked that we put the person on PIP and it become an issue again. So please, we are not looking for us to put somebody on PIP so that it can result to another further issue. The reason for the PIP is for us to get improvement and development at the end of the day, which will also lead back to success on the PIP. So thank you so much. At this point, I think I will have to drop my pen here. So just in case we have questions, contributions, please, we are good to go now to drop our questions or contributions. Okay, let me see, hand raised. Okay. Atinuke Akindele. So please kindly check. You have been asked to unmute.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the presentation and this great insight this evening. I really appreciate, because it seems this class was just meant for me. So I currently have two staff on PIP. So when I saw the flyer for this class this evening, I was really happy. And you touched so many things that I did not include in my PIP document. And I want to know how I can communicate that now, which is the consequence part. You said we're supposed to communicate the consequence, meaning that, oh, if the person attains this particular point, this is the consequence. If the person doesn't meet the required expectation, this is the consequence. But that was not communicated. So how can I rectify this issue? Because this is the first month of the PIP, and person was, they were both placed on 3 months PIP, but we are about to do the first month review, which is this week. So I want to just know how to rectify and communicate this. And also at the end of the PIP, if the person has performed satisfactorily, what should the communication be at the end of the PIP? Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that. So it's never too late. Just like you said it's still the first month. So if it take you to have a redraft, and then since you're not adding extra objectives or KPIs to what the person needs to achieve, right? I think it's just for you to also just put in the document to say that, oh, these are the consequences. So I think at this point, because it was not initially included, you may need to have a one-on-one discussion with this employee to say that, oh, yes, and you have to be very careful as the way you're passing it. So it doesn't be as though you're already wishing me that I'm not going to do well at the end of 3 months, or I don't know how many months you put this person on PIP, right? So you're just communicating it. And as well, please, any communication you're having, the line manager must also be in the loop, because we are all here to support. We are all here to take your hands alongside so that you can get, to the promised land, just like I've always said. So you can still include this consequence in your document. And just in case you also have it on your policy, because for me now, on our policy, we have our performance management already be included, right? So if it's in your policy, great. You can just remind the employee to go back and check the policy on what performance, talked about as well. So it's a good one as well. So, but you can still communicate this with the employee that, oh yeah, we look forward to this, but at every month we have a check-in with you. In the next 1 month or 3 months, if this is not done, it might lead to this, and we actually don't want that. So any support that you may need, please, I'm here to support you. Please, I'm here to take you alongside. And then you're playing with it. So at the end of this, you want to redo the appraisal again. So this appraisal is not based on the objective that you've already set. So you are doing this appraisal again to say that, okay, let's know what you have now attained. Okay, for example, in the marketing, you are meant to have 100 leads, and now you've already had 90. I think that's an improvement already, right? So now I think you need to do more to get 100, but yes, for now, we are celebrating you because you already have 90. So that's why I said earlier that you need to recognize improvements. So at every point, always give feedback, always recognize the improvement, because this also motivates that person to want to do more. And it also shows that, oh, there's already a progress, right? So I think that's what you need to do now. Just do, at the end of it, the main aim is for the success part. So just evaluate this person again and then give feedback. So if it needs more improvement, let the person know. If the person needs to get an extension, let the person know. If the person has successfully done it, I guess that already is the aim of it, right? But the line manager must always be in this and as well taking alongside. But also, please, let's be sure that the line manager also knows the reason why we are putting this person on PIP, not just that we are mentioning this person, right? The person must also know. So I don't know if that answers your question. But
yes, ma'am, it did. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Adirele, you have been unmuted.
All right, thank you very much, Ma, for this. I just wanted to add a few things. So where I work is like a contact center, and a lot of metrics goes into the performance of the call agents. And at the end of every month, or we get a PIP list of people who have underperformed in the month, and then we put them on PIP. Um, Recently, I instituted something I called child cares. What I usually do for my HR cares is I send a mail and then I follow up with a call to staff members who are on extended sick leaves, maternity leaves, or have been or going through bereavement. So there was this month where I'd sent the HR cares, and then a week later I got a PIP list, and one particular name jumped out, and I wondered, okay, this person's on PIP. I recently sent this person an HR care mail. So I had to do a deep dive instead of just taking, the PIP list at face value. And I realized that that particular person had recently lost his daughter. I also realized that the week he lost his daughter, because there's a general knowledge test, there's a product test that they do every month. The week he lost his daughter, they had written the general knowledge test, and he scored way below um, the satisfactory mark, right? And it was even the test itself that really dropped his scores, and maybe not also making the number of calls he was expected to make that month. So I had to call in the team lead, and I said, see, I'm not going to put this guy on PIP because one, these are the facts. He's lost his daughter. You guys made him write a test the week he lost his daughter, and then we know that his daughter had been sick previously up until that. So I now had a counseling session with the individual. I mean, you'll be surprised to know that the following month, I mean, after all had been done, top 5 people for the following month. So I mean, as HR people, we should also realize that sometimes when people go on PIP, we should not just take it at face value, because you'll be surprised that some people are actually high performers, and simply because they're going through a snag. I mean, you mentioned that in one of the slides, right? That snag has made them, hit a bump. That bump could be what will significantly drop their scores in the performance review session, right? And it's the onus is on us HR people to investigate. I think that's the word, to investigate, and not just take the words of their team leads or line managers at face value, but just to do a deep dive. I mean, we keep talking about bringing back the human in human resources, right? If we don't have that personal touch with, our employees, we might end up making the wrong move as human resources people within the organization.
All right. Thank you, Adele, for that support. Thank you for that contribution. So I'll have Uncle K and Ama. Then I'll take 2 of the questions in the.
All right, fantastic
Okay.
presentation. It's been very spot on. I enjoyed myself very well. Recently, somebody shared a scenario with me. In his organization, they did appraisal, and the appraisal was agreed with the line manager in HR. And at the end of the day, they did a recalibration. And so the appraisal rating changed. But at the point where it changed, they dropped it further down, and it was not communicated to that staff, right? And they went ahead and implemented it. Okay. So when it was time for merit increase according to the appraisal outcome, was when the staff now got to know. And, that was when it was brought to my attention. And I want to get your view on this kind of happening. What do you think is wrong in this situation?
Okay, sorry. So if I may get, you mean that? Please, I think I need to get that question again. Really, just in case you get that question, you can take it. But I need to get that question again because I think. Hello, Uncle K.
Yes, I'm right here. I can go over it again.
Okay, please, okay. I would appreciate that.
All right, so an appraisal exercise was done. Okay, an annual one, right? The appraisal exercise was concluded with the line manager, and an appraisal rating was reached. Later on, they had a calibration team that looked at the appraisal outcome for the whole organization, right? And then the calibration team now reappraised the appraiser.
Okay.
And then the friend in question, his appraiser was further dropped down. And that's calibration team outcome was not communicated to any one of them. So it was more like it was just done by a handful of people in that organization. And they reappraised the appraisal outcome, so to say, they didn't communicate to the staff. What I'm saying is because part of your presentation, you emphasize greatly communication, communication, communication. And so that triggered this question that at that point, how could that have been better managed?
So just like we said earlier, we cannot take anything out of, communication is just paramount. Yeah. So as it is, it's more like nothing was communicated. And that should not have been done. As much as it's going to be documented, it should have been communicated. Because just like, okay, I have somebody even responding here saying that the collaboration outcome should have been communicated to all stakeholders. That communication is key part of the performance process. Exactly. You cannot do something and then you're not communicating it. Then how do you want them to take you through? Apart from being communicated, it has to be documented, and then all stakeholders must be in the loop of it, right? So I think at this point, the employee trust has already been broken, right? But what they need to now do is just to communicate it and have it documented. You cannot appraise somebody and then have to do the reappraisal again without a person in the loop of it. I think that's not, it's not good enough. I think I don't mind really, okay, oh, so they really has even, because I'm even calling the really to come and answer this because I feel that he has an experience of this before. So they really,
Yeah, so yeah, I'm here. So yes, I mean, the main issue here was communication, right? If I don't, if I'm, this is not even about ignorance of the law, right? But there was no law in the first place, meaning you didn't tell me what the expectations are, what I have done, and you expect me to just coast with you. No, it's wrong. If everybody's now getting, post appraisal letters, oh, this person is getting, and the person doesn't even know what their scores are, right? The person is always going to be in limbo. I mean, I've worked in organizations where appraisal, post appraisal, everybody gets, it's like a report card. You will see it, all your KPIs, your metrics, your scores for every of your KPI. You see it there, then you see your average score, and then whether you're an A or a B or a C or D or E, and then your appraisal score for this year, based on the reward or punitive matrix in our performance management system. Either you're due for a promotion or you're due for a salary increase. Everything is stated in a letter, right? And luckily, where I worked, the whole appraisal, even before appraisal starts, we usually have like uh, an appraisal town hall where we say we'll call everybody in the office. So appraisal season is about to start. For direct reports, these are the expectations. For line managers who are going to be appraising people, this is how we expect you to do the appraisal, and this is always going to be the outcome. Everybody, if they need to tweak the policy, right, they just need to just do something about communication. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Adirili, and thank you, okay. So I have 3 hands raised here, then think about 3 questions. Some time, but let me quickly take Ama Olama Victoria.
Hi, sorry, here today.
Yes.
Olama has a very valid point in the comment section, and I think you need to read it out. Yes, mass management that says that you should have
yes. I just saw it. She said they probably used bell curve approach
top,
for that
70%
PMS.
middle, and 20% in the bottom, and they use that because because they want to do certain rewards after appraisal. Checking the scores of people across. Really, usually people from a certain, yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, it's because of reward.
Okay. Dorothy, I can't hear you again. I think so. Let me take Amma, and then Olama and Victoria.
Thank you, Yetunde, for a beautiful lecture. Thank you also, Dr. Diosun. This PIP is new one for me. Is it different from performance? Is it probation? Is it different from probation? Because in probation, you can also extend. So how is it different from the extension of probation? And is it also appraisal? On appraisal, is it after appraisal also only that you do PIP? And why is it not popular in the civil service? Public service, I don't think they have this kind of thing. So how can such be introduced to them? And
okay,
even in the private sector, it's not common unless maybe there are larger population of workers that introduce such kind of performance improvement plan.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not too common, not too popular. So I wish that everybody is aware of it and that it can be introduced in all sectors. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir, for your contribution.
Yeah.
For public sector, I may not have quite a lot of knowledge if they have PIP in place or not. They have it and it's in another name, so it's possible. So that's why it's not really, quite popular. But for private firms, I also want to believe that they had it because everywhere I've worked, there's something around performance improvement plan. So they might have called it another nomenclature entirely, and they need to put that PIP. But when it comes to probation, it's more like, oh yeah, probation, you're 6 months, you're settling in. We're trying to study you to get the job done, right? So after probation, basically at times you now do a review of the performance, and then you're now letting the person know, oh, rather you have not met your expectation, you've not met what is expected of you. It's basically always after performance appraisal has been done. It now depends on the company to now say that, oh, during your probation, we want to evaluate you in your first 3 months. That's where the 30, 60, 90 days comes in. We want to give feedbacks. Oh, your 30 days, how are you settling in and what has been the progress and what do you need? Your 60 days, you're also asking the question, where do we come in? What has been the challenges? In short, the improvement is a continual thing. The things are continual. So your 60 days plan already, you're also asking the question, how are you settling in and what do you need, right? So before even the 6 month probation closes, you might have been asking some questions and following up and also giving your feedbacks. So basically, after the appraisal has now been done, then you're not notified, oh, you're below expectation, you have not met this and that. But because we saw potential as well, we also don't mind putting you on PIP. That's a performance improvement plan. We want to see you do better. That's the essence of performance improvement plan. We want to see you do better. We want to see you achieve that aim. There's a particular goal and objective we saw when we're bringing you on board, and we want you to be attained. And then we are pushing it as a program out, right? Some companies don't do it at all. You don't do well, they fire you, they let you go, have a nice day. They just believe that your probation period is more than enough to already check what you can do. So they just let you have a nice day. But some companies also want to go for that to say that we want to give you another chance, right? For us to see how you can do better and how you can get this job done. And we'll give you all support that you need, from the tool to the manpower to skills that you might need for you to do better. And guess what? PIP does not necessarily have to be because you're a new employee. It can be an old employee that's been in the company for 10 years, but something happened in between. And from a high performer become another performer. So you want to also assist this person. So that's basically what PIP is used for.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, Olama, if I unmute you, you can do your contribution and you also take one question. I have a question in. Olama, you can unmute now.
All right. Hi, Yetunde. Spot on. Way to go.
Thank you.
Well done. Great job. I mean, you've already touched on from the last response you gave to the person that asked the last question. You've touched on my contribution, actually. It's not a question I wanted to ask. I mean, I wanted to just come from that aspect of new hires and how we're able to support them before the end of their probation. For a lot of organizations, they do 6 months, 1 year. So because managers are, critical of this a lot of times when they wait till the probation is ending, and it looks like they
start
just
giving
put
feedback.
one deficiency, and you're just wondering, did you just realize that this person had a gap? What happened within the first 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days? So it's very important that support. For us in my organization, we have a document where within the first 30 days, we pull it out to the line managers to say, okay, how well are you supporting this person? How is he or she settling in on their job? Are you able to provide support? So what I do personally is I call for a sit down with all the new hires within the first 3 months, and I request that the HRBBs in other locations do the same for all the new hires in their location to find out. And so those areas are aligning basically towards the support they got, whether they understood their role, whether there was proper role clarity. You mentioned that when you started out to say when the JDs are handed and their KPIs, did they understand it? Was it properly communicated to them? Are they aligned on their expectations? All of those things happening from the beginning, then it ensures that the employee is able to perform optimally on their job. And of course, the gaps which would be identified earlier is quickly closed. That will not even lead to a PIP conversation. So that way you've closed the gap in good enough time, and there won't be any need for them to be put on that PIP.
It's excellent. Olama, before you go, I have a question. How do you help a staff who is not taking PIP as a chance to improve their performance? Instead, they see it as a period to start job hunting.
Okay, so the thing is, unfortunately, the culture of PIP in organization has been seen as though once you put someone on PIP, they have the mindset that you want to let them go. Unfortunately, that's the culture that we need to tame, because that's the mindset. And I like the fact that you mentioned last year in what you guys did in your organization, you got an external person to come and educate both the line managers and the employee on how PIP works. That was really impressive and spot on, because when they don't understand, they tend to misinterpret the idea. When you are aligning them more towards support other than witch hunting, it makes a lot of sense. So I would just implore that we do better, both from the end of HR and in supporting the line manager in how we communicate performance improvement plan. It's an improvement plan, just like the name says. It's not an exit process. It's not an exit plan. Because so many times when the employees, they do better, they are, they go back to their job better people. I mean, for learning and development intervention and approaches, there would even be need for you to put these people on a program where, besides the technical skills that is required for them to perform optimally on their job, there are some sort of soft skills which they did not have prior to then, that is, required of them during that performance improvement plan bit for them to take. It could be communication, it could be interpersonal skills, if there's a behavioral challenge, just like you also mentioned during your presentation. So I would just suggest that we do better in the way we communicate what PIP is, so that it doesn't look like it's witch hunting.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Olama, for that contribution. Abimbola, you also put a contribution and take one last question on the call. Abimbola, on mute. Let's have your contribution.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Louis. Thank you for the session. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm able to provide answers to the question, depending on the question. But I just quickly want to contribute two things. The first thing I wanted to contribute is because of what I read. I think I read something in the group about the result of PIP thereabouts. I just quickly want to mention that. So what we are paid to do in everywhere we work, what we are paid to do is performance. We are paid to perform. When we have been employed, the next thing our employer expects from us is performance. And that's what we are paid to do. When you are excelling on your role, That is why you have been hired to perform. We should not necessarily be expecting, and then when we are not performing, it then means that our employer, through the HR, needs to do something for us to do what we have been paid to do, that is performing. And then that is where PIP comes in, performance improvement plan, to ensure that we are able to improve in our current performance to be able to now start performing. After PIP, sometimes we as HRs make some mistake. We don't look through the business. We don't look at the business to be sure that, okay, what can this business accommodate? The moment somebody passed through performance improvement plan and the person is now excelling, we just immediately expect or assume that this person should now be promoted or this person should now be earning higher. It is not an automatic thing. When you are performing, that is why you have been called, that is why you've been employed to perform. If the business now is able to accommodate more for you, then all well and good. But I think we should erase the erroneous belief that the moment we finish PIP and this person is now performing and doing well, automatically this person deserves more, automatically this person deserves promotion. No, it's not an automatic thing. That's the first thing I wanted to contribute. The second thing is, I see that most organizations these days, all of this, I love your session was so detailed, but most of organizations these days, and they've influenced HR too, we now use PIP. We already know that we are going to sack this person. But because we cannot just sack this person because of labor law, so that this person will not go and sue us. We now take this person through a charade called performance improvement plan. In our mind, we are not providing even everything that this person needs to excel during the PIP. We just want to let this person go. But because we need to document it, we need performance improvement plan, then we just take the person through performance improvement plan. After the performance improvement plan, during the performance improvement plan, we're not giving this person a lot of things that this person would even need to excel. Automatically after, we just say, okay, communicate that after your performance improvement plan, you have discovered that you are not doing well, and so kiniko, and then we just sack them. This shouldn't be the case. I love how you mentioned that it shouldn't be a punitive measure, and that's what is in place in most organizations these days. Have you put this person through PIP? Okay, we need to send this person away, but we have to document it, and then you just put the person on PIP. We should do better as HR. Thank you.
Thank you so
Olori,
much.
I think you are muted.
Thank you so much. Olori, let me just quickly say something very quickly so that events don't overtake it. If you don't mind, you can drop your phone number and email in the chat box. People are asking for it already. And somebody provided a very useful contribution with respect to Mr. Amakwajafa's question. And I'll read it. Thank you, Anoluapo Otepola. She says that the public service write exam as a performance appraisal system. And those who pass get promoted, while those who fail the exam are given another opportunity maybe some months later, or they wait for the next exam window. So you can say that is a kind of PIP, but it means because you didn't do well, you will miss that opportunity and you may lose time because maybe people you came in together or you are part together might have moved ahead. I just thought very important to mention that. Back to you. I see hands like Madam Rita Babalala. Madam Rita, you have the floor. Olori, you can take over. Madam Rita Babalala, please.
Sorry, I'm trying to unmute myself, and I just wanted to say something, and I don't know if I could be permitted to share something. I came in late, and this is a one topic I like to talk about. And one of the deficiencies that usually permit HR when you talk about performance improvement plan or performance appraisal is the fact that there are no official documentation that says there is a policy framework, really. And that is normally the case. Number one, that policy framework that shows you that we want to perform appraisal in this organization. What appraisal policies are we or do we have present in the organization, number one? And just like the last speaker said before, Dr. Adeosun picked up, I was trying to get the name of the person, but I couldn't get the name. It's not every time that you do appraisal that leads to promotion. It's not every time you do appraisal that most people operate either horizontally or vertically. The first thing is to have a framework, because there are some promotions or level improvement that people need to move to the next stage. You may move to the next stage. It may just be a paid bonus. It may also move to the next level. It may just be like a grade level. It may be like in terms of promotion. So there are so many frameworks that determines that. Then the organization itself, do they have a business objective? That's why I said I love what the other speaker said, because there are business objectives that your appraiser must be tailored under. How many people can you promote? What can the organization afford in that budget here? There was a what would I call it, like a project we handled last, was it 2 years ago, that had to do with that. It's been stalled. It was an insurance company. They kept on bloating up the system, bloating up the system. It got to a point you could not move people beyond a certain level. So you have people that have been promoted maybe 2 to 3 years ago, new people coming to join them. It now became a case of, where are we going to put where is the money going to come from? Because if you promote and you promise people promotion with salary increase and you cannot implement it, it becomes useless. So for every HR person that is present here, the first thing to do when you're talking about it is also to have meetings with the line managers. What you don't know, what you don't have, you cannot give out. So that is why you always have issues that during promotion, during appraisal, at the end of the day, what normally happens, there's always a friction. There are always people that are always complaining, because if there is a performance appraiser, there must be a committee, if there must be a framework, there must be people that will evaluate. It is from the beginning, ab initio, that you decide that this is the number of people that you can promote. The CFO or the finance manager is telling you that this is what the budget can accommodate for the year. And then this is cascaded down, just like you're beginning with the end in mind. So you don't just push people to the front and then they get middle and then they get stuck. That is just what I wanted to say. They need to put a performance framework in place. They need to be able to determine the policies that is going to hold, and then they need to also get in touch with the finance people. It has to be synced. They have to be in alignment with whatever increase or whatever justification you are doing promotion. Thank you.
I can't hear Olori talk again. Oh, Olori, are you using earpiece? If yes, maybe you stop using it. We are not hearing you at all. Olori. Adelele, please, you have the floor.
Really? Okay, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It was just a response to Mr. Hammer, and I want to commend you for, being vulnerable enough to say this is the first time you're hearing about this. Not many people really will have heard it, especially in the Civil Service
Yes.
Commission. And someone also has also said something here. Now, the difference between the civil service and the private institution, most private institutions are profit driven, is a capitalist system, right? Unlike the civil service is more social driven. So everybody is just going through the system. And like it has been mentioned, there are tests that are done in the civil service for promotions. And once you miss one, right, you have to wait for the other one. So the punitive way in the civil service is, if 6 of you enter the civil service at the same time, the likelihood of all 6 of you not getting to directorship at the same time is also high, because one person will definitely outperform the other. And then it's not exactly KPI driven too in the civil service, because they are writing mostly general knowledge tests and maybe ministry like tests, right? That's why KPIs, PIPs are not prevalent in the civil service, unlike private sector. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Derele. So I have one question, Derele, that let me take here. In a situation where the HR assistant is due for confirmation in an organization, the HR manager doesn't appraise such a person. She only gives oral feedback that the person's confirmation will be postponed with no concrete reason. What advice can you give such a person?
Okay, so considering the fact that the person who is going to confirm you and all that is also the person that is expected to do the appraisal. So it's a catch-22, right? So my advice is, as the HR assistant, when you know you are due and the appraisal is not done, send a mail. That's a documentation that will always save you in future. Send a mail, oh, you're due for so, and so, right? And it hasn't been done. When can you check in to have the appraisal?
Exactly.
Result, right? If this person keeps pushing it, if the person keeps pushing it, keep documenting it, because that documentation is always going to save you in the future. And if it's a process that you drive, you can also be proactive, fill the forms. If it's a Google form you use, if it's a HRIS you use, be proactive. Be proactive enough to start it. Let the buck fall on the table of the line manager, that it is you that has not done it. For me, I have done it, and I also have emails to back up that I have shown interest in I've shown interest in wanting to be appraised for the duration I've spent in the organization.
All right. Thank you, Dereli. Thank you everyone for your contribution. Currently we don't have any other question, and thank you so much for your contribution, and thank you, Mr. Oluyemi, for this opportunity to be here today.
Thank you so much, Yetunde. This has been an excellent. If this was a performance appraiser, we will say this is above peer. You have done above expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we do right now at this intersection. We can all unmute and express our gratitude to
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Olori.
Thank you. Quite insightful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Your voice was very insightful.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
We've not seen your details.
Yes, today.
Thank you so much.
Kunle, I can hear your voice.
Olori.
Well done, sis. God bless you. That was